Hi friends, welcome or welcome back. I've been waiting for this for a while. I'm so excited it's finally here. I backed this project on Kickstarter with Arclayer and Endless pens. It's MadebyEndless, I think is their YouTube page. It's not like the Endless pens where we buy ink and pens. Different company. So this was on Kickstarter. I don't know if it was like toward the end of last year or the beginning of this year. I feel like it was toward the end of last year because I think they were supposed to ship in March, but they didn't. I actually just got it, and the only reason I have mine is because I opted to go without the clip that they were waiting on. They kept having some issues with the clips. So I opted to go clipless, which I don't care either way. And they included a cute little roll stop with it. So I'm fine with that. I really just wanted this pen. I have been so excited to get this. But I did get some extras. So I got the rickshaw little case that they made, and then Endless allowed you to pick up like an extra bottle of ink for, I don't remember if it was like really cheap or I don't remember. So I got Drops of Mars, and this is one I do not have from them. And then the pen, and this is so, I love the case. The case is really cute and fun. It is interactive, kind of like a fidget spinner. So it looks like a bolt. And if you put the lid on top of it, it will just go all the way down. And then you can lock it into place so you don't worry about it the lid coming off. And super protective, but really cute. I love the design. It's called the Maze. That's the name of the pen. And I have already inked mine up just so we could do some testing with it. But you get a little pamphlet with some information. Maze isn't designed to blend in. It's built to reflect the curious mind and the creative spirit. For those who value craftsmanship over convenience, writing with Maze isn't just expression, it's a statement of taste and attention to detail. We hope you enjoy using this pen as much as we enjoyed making it. And then it has all of their contact information. Yeah, MadebyEndless, and then Arclayer. 3D printed fountain pen. So this is a resin printed fountain pen, which is why they can get the clearness, and I'll show all of that to you. But it shows you how you should fill your pen. These are eyedropper only pens. They have a Japanese eyedropper with the lock and shut off valve, which I did not get. I just got the basic eyedropper. And then they have this to scan for the setup, care, and using your pen, but when I scanned it, it does not have any files, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But it says use only dye-based fountain pen ink. Do not use IPA or harsh cleaners to clean the pen, only water, and avoid impact. And it was fully funded on Kickstarter. So I have that. And then I'm just really like, this is a nice little addition. I love that so many people are getting into like 3D printing and things like that. So I love seeing the new designs for pen case holders instead of just the typical little cheap felt sleeve or fabric sleeve. I mean, this is just nice. Not that it's required. I mean, the pen is what we're after, but this is just a nice little detail. I thought it was really cool that they included that. So let's get to the pen. So like I said, mine did have a roll stop, and it's like a little bow. They did not allow us to choose these. They had like, I want to say like 10 or 15 different options, and they said that they would be randomly picked. I got lucky and got this cute bow, and it does keep the pen from rolling. So that's what it's designed for. You can take it off if you want to, but I think I might take it off when I'm storing the pen just so it doesn't like scratch or, you know, mess up the pen. But this pen, the craftsmanship, for it to be 3D printed is so cool. It's so shiny and smooth. And then you have the clear, sorry for the glare, you have that clear body with the DNA pattern, which is the one that I chose. I thought it would look really cool with the ink. So you can see it's inked up and it has like where the ink flows. It's so fun. I just thought this was awesome. The nib, it has some ink on it, but the nib has a really pretty design. I don't know if you can see that, but it has the endless design on there and then like a swoosh around. It's just such a pretty nib. I believe I got a fine nib. I'm not positive. I don't think it's medium, but it does not say. I tried to look with my loop to see if it said, so I don't know who they made these nibs by, but I do believe they are Yovo compatible. I hope so. It doesn't say on the feed either, because I was considering putting my Monarch in this. I think it would be cool because it's an eyedropper, so there's a good flow amount of ink, and I just feel like that would be really nice in this pen. It's so fun and so like mesmerizing to look at. Build quality seems very nice. I don't see any like cloudy or dark spots. It looks really cool in person. Everything fits together well. I inked it up yesterday and I just tested it for a minute. So we'll see if the nib has dried out or had any kind of like evaporation darkening. So I will get out my notebook and we can go from there. Oh, wait, let's measure. Let's do measurements and compare it with some of my other pens before we do the writing. I forgot. It's been a while. So I've got this little pen holder. So I can compare it to some of the more popular. So I have, this is my bedazzled Kakuno. And for those of you asking, I am working on this video. It just takes a little bit of time to get everything in order. So that will be coming. And then I have an Esterbrook Esty and a Twisby. So those are kind of more popular, well-known pens. So it is a little shorter than the Esterbrook Esty, a little taller than the Twisby, a little taller than the Kakuno. So I will uncap these and see where we're at. So I don't post any of these pens. I really don't post any of my pens unless it's required for comfortable writing because it's too short or something like that. But I'm not one who really posts many of her pens. So it's pretty much on par, I think, with the Esterbrook Esty. They look almost the same size, just a little shorter than the Twisby and a little taller than the Kakuno. I will pull out my calipers and we'll just measure the grip section. It does look a little thicker than the Esterbrook Esty, but we'll see that in just a second. Okay, so the Esterbrook Esty grip section, about where I hold it, is about 11.5, and then the body is about 13.4, and the Maze is grip section almost identical, just a hair smaller, and it actually looks It looks a little bigger, so. And then the body is 13.8. So this is definitely on par with the size of an Esterbrook Esty, which makes me super happy because I feel like I'm going to really like the size of this pen. So the weight of this pen is, with the little ring, roll stop, and the cap, it is about 25.41 grams, and then uncapped, it is 16.46 grams. So it's a good weight, it's a good size. It does just have a steel nib. All right, so we will look at the writing sample I did yesterday and just go from there. Maybe I didn't do it in this book. I thought I did. I guess not. Okay, so we're just going to do a writing sample. Shout out to Mandy over at Bookish Artist. Is it still, yeah, I think it's still Bookish Artist Mandy. I'll link her channel down below. But she was talking about making like blotter pages or what do you call it? Pencil board with this jelly material. So I bought some and followed her little, well, I mean, I just cut it to size. This one's a little short, but I usually clip and I don't really write all the way to the edge either. So I wanted it to fit in there comfortably and not like hang out. So yeah, she was the one that was talking about that. Let me zoom in. Okay, so today is the 16th of May. And then I'll just do like a quick writing sample and I'll swatch the ink out. I'm not really sure what nib I got. It almost feels like, so they did some Architects, but I don't think it's an Architect. I think I just got a regular, I thought it was fine. Maybe it's a medium. I like this ink a lot. I'll swatch it after we write everything. So it is Endless Alchemy. What was it called? Drops of Mars. Does look maybe a little darker. I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But it was last night, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot of evaporation in just a few hours. And then we will swatch the ink, which they sent me the wrong lid. I didn't even know they did this. So there was a stopper in the ink. There was a stopper in it and it didn't have a lid on it. And then this lid was stuck down in it. But it says 50th anniversary Marina Teal ink. And that is not this ink. It is Drops of Mars. So I have the wrong cap, but that will be fine. We send it with this because it does not set up straight. It's meant to look like an alchemy bottle. I love these bottles. They are some of my favorite. So we will be using my little swatching tool that I got from a local shop. It's just I believe it's just either a, I don't think, it's not shaped like a chopstick, so I don't think that that's what it is, but it is a local Japanese store. So I think maybe a tea stir or something like that. I am not 100% positive as to what it is, but it's so cute that I use it to swatch. So I think that's really nice. Good swatching. It puts down quite a bit of ink and it holds on to it a little better than some of my other tools, so I really like it. But yeah, I mean, I think it doesn't look like it really has much in form of like evaporation, so it seems like it seals really well. All right, while this is drying, I'm going to zoom out and lay the pen in frame so you can see it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the experience. Okay, so most of you were here, or some of you were here. If you were not here, last year around this time, I was going through a Kickstarter with Endless, Made by Endless, and they created a pen that they have dubbed the Phantom. It is a click pen that I was very taken back, and I actually said I probably wouldn't support anything else that they did. I did, in fact, support this, which was done by them, but it also had a pen maker involved because the gentleman that runs Arclayer does make these pens himself. Now, I don't know what the processes went into this, if they had another company help them because of the volume, but he is a pen maker, and so the fact that they were working in collaboration and that I really wanted this pen, I had been wanting it. I think that he went to the DC show last year and sold some, but there's not a lot of these pens around, and they're very interesting, and I'm all about like the cool looking, different, unique pens. So when I saw this, I really jumped on the option to back it, even though I said I wasn't going to back anything else by Endless, just because of the poor handling, I guess, of their first project. It was very slow. The updates were not coming, and it just lacked some like structure. I feel like it was just kind of, they ran into issues and they didn't know what to do, so they just didn't say anything, and then when they came back and said stuff, it was a little too late. And anyway, we're not going to talk about that, but I just wanted to explain that if you were here and you saw that video, I did mention in there I would not support anything else from them. But the reasoning that I supported this was that there was another maker involved. And I was, I'm happy to support him. I've been wanting one of these pens for a long time. So this project, while it was actually a little similar, there were several delays. There was not a lot of communication. They did offer options to which they executed quickly, and I was happy with that. So this pen was supposed to have a clip, and they ran into issues with the clip production, and then they ran into issues with the clip plating. And they were trying to work out the issues, and so they did update us. Again, it was not often, but this pen was supposed to ship back in March. It's May 15th, which is, considering the delays, not too bad. A month and a half after initial shipping was supposed to begin, by the end of the month. Sorry, I had a cat interruption. I'm not really sure where I was, but the delays, yeah, they did communicate and gave an option. So they said that there were still delays with the clip, and that if you wanted, you could have the pen shipped without a clip. that was perfectly fine with me. I was okay with that because I don't really care about the clip anyway. I mean, it's nice. But then they did offer the roll stop because I guess, I mean, monetarily, we paid for a clip. We paid for the extra work. We paid for the extra metal. So it was nice that they did actually include the roll stop. You couldn't choose, but that would have just delayed things longer if they had to go through and pick and find each one that each person wanted. Albeit, I don't think it would have taken that much longer. But I am happy with the one that I got. There were like 12, 15, 20, I don't remember how many different ones that they said that they would be randomly picking between. And only a couple of them would I have been kind of sad. But it's not attached to the pen, so I could take it off and do away with it. I really just wanted my pen. I did pay, so I think my pen, I was an early backer, I believe it was $79. And then I got the case, and I believe this was an extra $25. So the ink, I can't remember if I paid for the ink or if I got the ink at a discount. I don't really remember. I don't have my paperwork. So I know I paid for the case. I really wanted this. I love Rickshaw's cases. So I wanted that to be part of it, and I'm happy that I got it. But yeah, I mean, overall, this wasn't nearly as bad as the previous experience. And I actually love this pen. So that's kind of the difference. The Phantom I was not really a fan of. It dries out. It's not like, just some of the internal workings are not as soundly produced as I think that they should have, considering the time that they took, extra time that they took to tweak things. But this pen, so far, I've been really happy with it. Like I said, I didn't really do a whole lot with it. I did write a little bit with it last night, but I think it just looks so cool. It's just so interesting. I don't know that I would put shimmer in this. I think if it got clogged or stuck, it might be a little harder to clean out because the holes up here at the top where you put the ink in, they're very small. So I think I'll probably just use standard ink in this, but I think it would look really cool with some shimmer ink in it. But it's a really nice pen. I'm very happy with it. And I think the process was a lot better this time. There weren't as many delays, and they were quick to offer a solution. And I appreciate that. So I'm very happy with this pen. I can't wait to continue to use it, and the ink is pretty. It's dry now, so you can kind of see it has a little bit of shading. It's a dark red. Nothing spectacular, nothing, you know, unnatural. It looks like a lot of other inks that I have. So nothing. But their inks are very well behaved. They tend to, you know, be flowy and wet writer inks. So I do like them. But I think that's pretty much it for this one. I'm happy with this purchase. I'm actually extremely happy with this purchase. I think the pen cost was really reasonable considering what you're getting, because I think these pens were maybe closer to $150, $200 when they made them initially. So to back their Kickstarter and get the pen for under $100, maybe they were closer to $100. I can't remember. It's been like over a year, I think, since I saw them being sold and couldn't get one because I think he was only selling them at the show. I think that's going to be it. I hope you are doing well wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.